Dating in 2026 is finished. Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be reacting to bad dates that got exposed on TikTok. There's nothing better than somebody else talking about a disaster date that they went on that you have no involvement in. So hopefully you get a lot of comfort from this.
I want to eat you out.
Sir, this is a Nando's. What do you mean? On the first date? She probably passed you the phone to be like, oh, can you just take like a photo or a video of us, please? And you decided to say on camera in 4K, I want to eat you out. I don't think we're there yet. We haven't even seen each other naked. Okay? And now you want to go downstairs and be like, okay, pass the knife and fork. That's disgusting. Well, that's just disgusting though, isn't it? Sorry, guys. Have you realized whenever I'm uncomfortable, I just play with nothing down here? That sounds terrible. Okay, I don't know what I'm saying. You can see how uncomfortable she is in her face. Like, if you look after he says it, she kind of just, she laughs and then she puts her head down. She's like, ugh.
I've been a little bit hesitant to make this video only because I know that who I'm talking about follows me on here, but this is a story time about the worst first date that I have ever had.
Why would you bring up that they follow you? Because like, it could have been miscellaneous at this point, you know, it could have been anyone, but now they know that they know it's them.
I was at an event in Sheffield where I met this guy and we got on really well, we exchanged numbers, and then about 2 weeks after we were going on a date. He picked me up in a taxi and we went into Leeds city centre for some food, and we had about 2 bottles of wine at the meal. I had about half a bottle, he had the rest. He kept ordering shots for the table, which is fine, but I feel like on a first date, I don't like to get really, really drunk. Anyway, we went out for drinks afterwards and he went to the toilet and he was quite a while. I was thinking, where on earth is he? So the toilets were upstairs in this particular bar. So I went upstairs and there was a photo booth outside the toilets. So I was looking round for him thinking, where on earth is he? The next thing I know, the bouncer is dragging him out of the photo booth and he was getting kicked out because he was basically doing some white powder in the toilet, which I had no idea about. We were literally on a first date. And what made it even more embarrassing is the bouncer in this bar was actually a guy who I went to school with.
Oh, brother. On the first date? See, I feel like, you know, obviously people have addiction and stuff, which, you know, is not a laughing matter. I know people, you know, go through a hell of a lot with that. But, you know, from this person's point of view that is retelling the story, not only is he, you know, drinking a bottle and a half of wine, getting loads of shots, doing, you know, white powder, just a little bit intense, isn't it, for a first date? You know, you're just trying to get to know each other, just feel each other out, be like, is this, you know, a thing, or is there a connection here? And I feel like this is creating a few speed bumps in that process. Bumps being the, you know, the specific word there. Too many of them.
Out of the club, he then started fighting with him. He started punching him in the face, and I was like, what on earth are you doing? Obviously, because I knew him as well, it was so embarrassing. I just literally wanted to curl up into a ball. Went outside and I was just a bit like, oh, what is going on? He was very, very drunk at this point. So we sat down and then all of a sudden, he just started being sick all over himself. Uncontrollably.
Bro, okay, I've heard some horror first date stories. This is up there. Like, if I was this guy, I wouldn't, like, the anxiety, could you imagine the next morning? Oh, I just wouldn't want to wake up, man. I'd never want to leave the house again. I think I would probably, you know, say sorry to this girl and then just block them and just try and block that this ever happened in my life and just try and never do this ever again. I just don't want her to see my face and be reminded of this horrific night she spent with me where I was being sick on myself and doing blow in the toilet.
This was making me feel sick. I couldn't even look at him. I was like, oh my gosh, we need to get you home immediately. And I never want to see you again, basically. We got onto a main road and I was trying to order him a taxi. He could hardly walk, he could hardly speak, but then he was saying that he was going to ring one of his friends to come and pick him up. So we went to make a phone call. I just stood there waiting for him. 20 minutes later, a car pulls up and there's a girl in the car with a child in the back of the car. So I'm thinking, what is going on? Winds the window down and he's like, who the f are you? And I was like, who the f are you? And she was like, I'm his fiancée.
Sorry, I had to catch that. I don't know if, you know, I can't be dropping stuff like that. Fiancé? With an F, fiance, yeah, fiance, yeah. You know when you're engaged to be married to. What? I actually don't have anything to say. How can somebody like even act like this on a date when they're single, but then have a fiance and a kid at home, and then have the audacity to ring them for a lift? Why are you ringing them for a lift? You shouldn't be on the date in the first place, but the audacity to be like, oh yeah, this is my fiance. Yeah, do you mind picking us up from this date I'm having with another girl? Is that all right? Yeah. Cheers, love. Right, love you. Yeah, fajitas for tea. We'll have that. Yeah. I feel like both of these girls should dump this guy, but this is just horrific because they've got a kid together. It really annoys me when things like this happen and there's a child involved, because the child has been brought into a toxic relationship and it's not their fault, and obviously it's not the fiance's fault either. I just hate when things like this happen. This is awful.
This is our child screaming at me. I'm like, well, this is our first date. Like, we're on a date. I had no idea he had a fiance or a child. Neither of them was on any of his social media. We followed each other on Instagram. There was not one photo of a fiance or a child. I could not believe it. And obviously I was saying to him, like, what the and he was like, I don't even know her. I don't even know who she is. She's just helping me get home.
Things like this have such a lasting effect on children. Like, could you imagine being the child in the back of that car and you see your dad pointing towards you and your mum being like, I don't even know that. Like, that is something that doesn't leave you ever. Like, ever. This guy is like one of the worst men ever, and it's so sad. Like, this girl's called Liv. It's so sad for Liv as well, because obviously she wasn't going behind this other girl's back. She just didn't know. Like, I imagine if she had even an inkling that this guy had a fiance, she wouldn't have been there in the first place. It's wild that like some people can keep such a huge thing away from people and disguise it and like act like they're single. It's mental.
And I could not believe it. Actually gobsmacked. I mean, obviously the girl then believed him. She was still screaming at me. I was like, this, like, I'm not having this. I started getting the messages up to show her, but she didn't want to know, so I was just like, do you know what, just get in the car and off and leave me alone.
Oh, okay, so he was saying he did, sorry, I got that wrong. He was saying he didn't know that they live rather than the family. Okay, I mean, that makes it a little bit better, but still not better at all. It doesn't make it better at all, to be fair. I'm just glad the child isn't getting as much hurt here. It's also kind of wild that the fiance just won't listen to this girl. Like, I'm sorry, but if I was picking my girlfriend up and a guy was like, oh, we've been on a first date and I've got the messages to prove it, I'd be like, hold on, right? I'm just gonna get my glasses, let me read this. I just want to make sure, love, because this is an awfully big, accusation. If you've got nothing to hide, then we'll be okay.
I then had to ring my dad to come pick me up. Thank God that it was still like fairly early. I got abuse from this girl for weeks on end. I had to block her off every social media platform. She ended up getting my number. I have no idea how. I had to block her from that. It was absolutely horrendous, and she didn't believe that I had no idea, but genuinely, hand on my heart, I didn't. And if I did, trust me, I would have avoided at all costs.
Do you know when I said at the start of this video, it's a bit rogue, saying that the person follows me on this? No, you should have done this video the moment it happened, love. You're fully entitled. I am like gobsmacked. It's also wild that like some girls kind of choose to like hate on, the girl in this situation, whereas in reality they've done nothing really wrong. The entire fault is with your partner. Like, why are you blaming someone else? Like, they didn't force your partner to come on a first date with them. They have no loyalties to you, really. They're just looking out for themselves. And if they knew that this guy was in a relationship, chances are they wouldn't want to be in a relationship with him, because he will probably do the same to them down the line. Okay, we've started with a bang here.
Sorry, what did you just say to me?
Why you order a taxi?
Because I need to go home.
Why you want to go home? I think you come home with me.
Well, because I'm done here and I'm not gonna go home with you. What you mean I'm going home with you?
I mean, I pay for the dinner. Normally you come home with me.
So you mean if you pay for the dinner, then I should go home and sleep with you? How much you pay for the dinner?
It's not about the dinner, but I paid like 2.6 million.
Oh, so you think that I'm just worth 2.6 million?
I don't say that, but
Sorry, how expensive is this dinner? 2.6 million. I'd be like, just take Klarna. Don't even know if my limit goes up that much. I imagine this is in a different country where currency isn't as strong.
come home with me.
No. Okay, how about if I give you 2.6 million back? And then I can go, right?
I don't need it.
So what you want from me now?
Just come home with me now.
No way, I'm going home now. I don't like you.
Oh, you're not coming home with me right now?
No.
Okay then. Next time, don't waste my time.
See, that's just like sheer entitlement, because you're like, this guy isn't treating her like a person. He's kind of looking at this as like a transaction. Like, oh, well, if I pay for the food, that means automatically that she'll sleep with me. So he hasn't actually paid for the food because he wanted to, do a nice thing, and I guess, like, make sure that she doesn't have to pay, and like he's wanting to do that to be a nice person, to show that he is a nice person to her, and they can possibly have a relationship one day. I don't know. So he's basically went into this first date like expecting her to come home just because he's paid the bill, not because it's her decision. It's almost like he believes that the decision has been taken away from her because the decision he's made to pay for the meal, which is just sheer entitlement, and is pretty scary as well, because let's say like she did go home with him, like you can see that he already wants to get his way and he doesn't really care about what she says. You don't know how scary that's going to be when you go back to their house. So automatically you're just going to put your barriers up and be like, look, I want to go home. And also, you're so entitled to go home by yourself on a first date. And you can have the best time ever and want to see them again and still want to go home. You don't have to go back to their house just because they pay for the meal, just because they pay for the drink. They might have set up the entire thing and planned everything. That still doesn't mean that you have to go home with them. It's your decision.
Can I be honest about something? I was just thinking that you were going to be a little more calm, which is what I'm looking for. But
can you give like an example of how I wasn't quote unquote calm?
Okay, yeah. The table next to us singing happy birthday, and then you obnoxiously singing happy birthday out loud with them was kind of embarrassing. That was very inappropriate to me and honestly immature.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I feel like if it's not a good match, that's totally fine. I just feel like you unloading on me right now is just a lot for meeting each other 3 hours ago.
I get it, but communication is important, obviously, right? That's
okay.
Into a relationship, so I'm communicating how I feel.
Okay.
And this is how I feel, and moving forward, beautiful personality. Obviously, you're a beautiful girl, but you acting like that isn't what I want to marry.
Sorry. Marry? We met 3 hours ago. I sang happy birthday to people I don't know, and now you don't think you like me? Like, what's wrong with singing happy birthday to people on a table next to you when everyone else is joining in? Like, what's wrong with that? You're not hurting anyone. If anything, you're just being nice. Like, what do you mean obnoxiously loud? Like, you were just singing it, were you? Unless you were like getting up and being the main character and being like, happy birthday to me, then I'd be like, it's a little bit of an ick in it, love. Sit down. But if you're just singing happy birthday loud, that's nothing.
But you acting like that isn't what I want to marry.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to put you in check so that you
I don't really think I like that specific verbiage.
Oh, sorry. So I'm not trying to put you in check. I'm just trying to make you aware so that...
I'm just trying to put you in check, I'm just trying to make sure you don't go out of line. Bearing in mind you didn't know about my presence 3 hours ago, I'm just making sure that you fit into my mold. This guy is scary. This is scary. This is very controlling. And instantly, like, if I was the girl, I would be like, oh, okay, like red flags would be going off like alarms. Because if he's like this now, when he's only just met you, can you imagine what he's like when he's more comfortable with you? Already you need to run.
You and I can maybe progress and see where this goes and give it another chance. One more thing. Sorry.
It was a little 6-year-old girl. She was very excited.
Mm-hmm. But was that your family, or did you know anyone?
No, I just feel like the energy that you're giving off right now is very like bah humbug. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with spreading a little joy. And she seemed very happy that I was singing along too. I'm sorry if that rubbed you the wrong way. That wasn't my intention.
I want to date a sophisticated woman.
Okay.
That's classy. That's not going to get loud. Especially when we're on our first date. You're mine. When we were on the date, it was between me and you. And I felt like you... Okay, you're not mine. But on the date, it was a one-on...
Like, this is so intense. I'm so glad she's filmed this. Like, you're mine. We met 3 hours ago. What do you mean mine? If I'm yours, then that means you're mine and I don't want you to be mine. So she was just singing happy birthday to this girl and he's having a fit about it. I feel like being in a relationship with this guy, you have to just be kind of like a puppet. You have to just not be real. Like, you're constantly going to be walking on eggshells, wondering, if they're going to be annoyed because, I don't know, you burned some toast or you sang happy birthday to somebody you don't know, God forbid. If I was single and I was on a first date and the girl was singing, happy birthday to a table that was next to us when I imagine the entire restaurant is singing happy birthday and stuff, I would just be smiling. And I would actually think that's a good thing. So I would be like, you're going out of your way to make sure that this, 6-year-old girl has, an even better time when she's blowing out her candles. Like, I think that's a really nice thing, actually. Like, why is he making it such a negative thing? I hope that she got home safe, because obviously she's the passenger here. I wouldn't even feel comfortable in this guy's passenger seat.
One time I was talking to a boy and he was asking me if I had any hobbies, and I said, yeah, I like to read, I like to bake, I like to hike with my dog, the occasional gardening. And he said, haha, cool, are you on birth control?
Like, why would you say that? But why would you, like, ask, have you got any hobbies? And then say, you're on birth control, as if that's just, like, a hobby. You got any hobbies? You see, I'm fully stocked up with my birth control hobby, actually. You know, I had to give up dancing and everything because, you know, birth control just, you know, it just takes up everything. As if it's just this little, like, you know, cute thing that girls take because, you know, they just want to take it. What I'm seeing from this video, and it mainly seems that it is women towards guys, is, you know, guys kind of aren't seeing them as people. It's almost like, they're like, in their eyes, it's like a vehicle that they can get what they want from. You know, like, it's like, how do I get what I want from this person and they don't get anything from me? Or I can put in the least amount of effort possible to get to my destination the quickest. Because clearly this guy just wanted to sleep with her and he wasn't asked about the hobbies. He asked because he wanted to appear to be a nice person. It's scary out there, genuinely.
It's been about a year now since I went on a date with this guy who on the second date told me that he kills children. So
sorry, just we probably didn't hear that. Let's just start again, you know, let's just...
It's been about a year now since I went on a date with this guy who on the second date told me that he kills children.
Yep, thought you said that. You kill what now? I mean, if you'd said people, I still would have been worried. But children, are we really doing this? I don't even know if I want to listen on after this. Like, is this what he replied with when she asked what his hobbies were? Oh, you know, just kill kids, really.
So I meet this guy on Hinge at the time, I believe it was, and he's biracial, and then on the first date he ends up telling me that he's bisexual, so I'm like, yes! And like the first date was so cute.
Get in. Double bi. Love it! Double decker bi.
So like we went to a sushi place, and then we went back to his place, and like went in his pool. And this man was also very rich. Like he lived in a 4-story freaking like condo. I don't even know what. Like I was just like, whoa, you really have a lot going on. He had like a Tesla and everything. I was like, damn, okay. Like I am in it. Like I'm ready to be your wife. So then the second date rolls around and I go back to his place and we're hanging out, have a good time. We, you know, do the deed. And it was great. It was fantastic. However, immediately after the fact, we're laying in the bed and I'm just making casual conversation with him because what else am I gonna do? I like to ask people like, oh, what are your flaws? Because I just think it's interesting to hear people's responses and like how they kind of perceive themselves. And he is completely deadpan, no like emotional whatever. He goes, oh, I kill people. And my first thought is, kill who? I'm in your rich ass house.
Could you imagine actually, like after you've slept with this guy, you're both on the bed and you just completely chill and he just comes out with this, you'd be like, sorry, you like kill, like K-I-double, yeah, well, that's me off then.
And if something goes down, like I feel like this man has enough money to like make me go away. Do you know what I mean? So I was like scared. So out of my natural instinct, I was like, oh, like who do you kill? And again, he's serious and like I'm kind of serious because I just like said it more casually because he was being casual. And so I go, oh, who do you kill? And because I'm hoping to God he's not gonna say he's about to kill me. And he goes, oh, children. Completely serious. Oh my God, I look so crazy. Hold on. So he says it completely serious. And so at this point, I have more questions. So I go, where do you get them? Where do you get these kids?
Where do you get them? Oh, really? That's a good hobby. See, I just do rock climbing, but this seems so much better. It seems cheaper as well. Bit more of an adrenaline rush as well. You know, that's right up my street.
I don't know. I was nervous and I wanted to know because I literally was like, well, if you're killing them, like, where do you get them? And he goes, oh, from anywhere. Anywhere? Whatever. So then I was at
From anywhere. Who is this guy? Mr. What's-it? Out of Stranger Things? Oh, yeah, I just picked them up. Whatever, really. You know.
I just like didn't know what to say. And at that point, because he didn't like break character, he didn't say like, oh, I'm joking. He didn't smile. He did nothing. I was the one that was like, oh, hi. So like, anyway, like, what are you up to later? Completely change the subject because I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. Like, to be completely honest, I must have been digmatized because we ended up going to the dog park with his dog and then I was going to go to a movie with him after this.
Sorry, what did she say? Digmatized? Does that mean that they're Like, the thought of his penis has just got you in a trance. Sorry, I feel like, I know sometimes you can be emotionally entwined with someone and you don't think logically, but I feel like, you know, him saying that he kills kids would definitely just break me out of that. I think that's an ick. I think it is a red flag. It might be like an amber one, you know, depends, you know, if you also do that kind of thing. I need more clarification though. Like, when you take his dogs out to the park, that's when I think I would ask if you're going to keep talking to this guy, because then you're out in public. What's the worst that could, you know, happen compared to... You know, you've got a little bit more safety if people are around. That's what I'm trying to say. I need to know. We're halfway through this. Hopefully she does confirm or deny if this is true or if he's just joking.
I was still ready to hang out with him after this. It like didn't click until after the fact. I was telling my brother, I was like, wait a minute. This guy like said this. Like, isn't that weird? And he's like, what the what are you talking about? And I was like, holy you're right. That's messed up.
Am I being an idiot here? How did you not realise this? Like, did you really think it was a cute thing that he goes and finds children and just murders them? Where you're like, oh, we've all got we're secrets though, haven't we?
I actually forgot we went on 3 dates. And on the second date, we went somewhere that was by my apartment. So I think he parked at my apartment and I drove us over there. So he knew where I live. I was like, I should call the police, but I also don't have any proof. Like, he didn't show me anything. Like, word of mouth, I don't think is enough. And if I go to the police, they're going to call him and then he's going to know immediately where it came from. Like, unless he goes around telling everyone that he kills kids, which I highly doubt. Now I moved, so I could report it, but I don't know if it's grounds. Anyway.
So if you've moved and you're not speaking to him, I definitely think you should report it because, you know, I know you're scared that he knew where you lived before, but if he doesn't know where you live now, you could actually save some lives if this is true. You know, because obviously the whole kids thing, if he's continuing to do this, I think you should have told somebody.
I ended up going on like a work trip to Australia for like 3 weeks or something like that, and we just did not talk until... a couple months later, I post on my story because my friend is performing. I show up there and he's there and I was like, oh. And at this point, I had told all my friends like, oh my God, like the killer, that's so crazy. So when I show up there with my friends, I'm like, that's literally the killer. I'm hoping that he doesn't see me, but I'm tall. I'm 5'9" and I always wear like stompers, okay? So obviously he's gonna see me. And he did. And he ended up coming over to me and I'm like, yay, how's it going there, buddy? He's like, oh my gosh, hi, like, that's so great. And I was like, God, that's so crazy. Like, what are you doing here? And he was like, oh, I came to see you. Because he saw that I posted on my story. But I did remember after the fact that we were talking about like our hobbies. And he's like, yeah, I love like this one company that like puts on shows and stuff. And I was like, oh, I like didn't think anything of it. And then that was the same company. So he probably was going to go anyway. And then might have seen my story. After that, I blocked him. So that's pretty much the story. I'm going to finish my makeup.
I can't believe I know it's her experience and it's her way of kind of describing it, but the fact she's just saying this while doing a get ready with me. Also, that's kind of creepy that he saw your Instagram story, then turned up there, you know, without asking, or, you know, he just literally kind of stalked you and then turned up. That kind of feeds into the whole killer thing. Maybe, you know, best case scenario, he just has really deadpan humor. Like, if someone said that to me, I would know that they're joking, you know, because, you know, if they were funny in general. If they kept saying it, though, I would be like, seriously, though, you don't actually do that. I just need to know that, like, you're joking. I don't quite know your humor yet. But the way she's making it out, because she told all her friends, it seems like she genuinely believed this and she did nothing about it. I understand that she's scared for her life, and, you know, I imagine you would be. But when there's kids involved, I do feel like there's a bigger cause here. Am I in the wrong? Maybe I'm taking it too far. Maybe he was just joking, but I wasn't there. This is unhinged.
This is a story time of how me and another girl turned up for the same date at the same time. This only happened to me last week, so it is pretty fresh. Let's start from the beginning and let me set the scene. So,
sorry, just before we get into this, what is the crack with, like, people on social media talking about the most horrific things while just doing their makeup? Like, what is the correlation between those two things that works, that seems to be like the meta to go viral? It's like with true crime or with talking about terrible first dates or whatever the hell, or child killers. Why is it always just doing the makeup with it? If anyone does know why this is the secret sauce to go viral, let me know.
I decided to re-download Raya, and I matched with a guy from London. He knew I was there for an event, so he asked if I would like to meet for a drink afterwards. Naturally, I wanted to say no, but I forced myself to go. So, ow. So I finished off at the Sol de Janeiro event and I made my way to where we were meeting. We actually met at a really cute rooftop bar, so highly recommend. It's called Pantechnicon in Mayfair. Anyway, I head on in and I wait by the elevator. Now, this elevator was taking forever to come, so a small queue was like forming, and there was a girl behind me who looked pretty similar to me. She had dark hair, dark eyes, petite. She just looked familiar. Eventually get onto the lift, and like always, I make small talk about the weather, classic. Then she says she likes my outfit and I return the compliment. Then she tells me she's been to Winter Wonderland for the evening and that she feels quite casual compared to me. I reply and say that I wish I was her in trainers because my feet were so uncomfortable in heels. La la la, like you know how it goes. But anyway, the elevator dings and we both get off. So I let her go into the bar first and I'm following behind. I clock my dates out of the bar to the left. And he turns around and smiles, so I'm like, that was easy. He's recognisable and there's no cat and fishes in here. Then all of a sudden, the girl that I have just become best friends with walks up to him and they hug. They make the introductions and then he says hello to me. I am in a pure state of shock. Nothing is going on between the eyeballs right now. They're just like acting normal, like that it's just normal. At this point, my heart is pounding out of my ass and I am just so effing confused. Anyway, being the typical Brit that I am, I just go along with it. So I introduce myself and then he's like, so girls, what can I get you to drink? My best friend orders a whiskey, which is definitely the better option right now. But because I am so dehydrated from the trauma, the only words that I can mumble is water.
Wait, so is he dating you both in real time? Is this like Love is Blind or something? Is he asking you a question and then asking the same question and then being like, number one's answer was good, but number two is drinking whiskey, which is pretty hot.
I lean over and whisper to the girl, so are we on the same date? And then she just looks at me and shrugs and she's like, I don't know. At this point, the rage starts to boil up in me and I am thinking, nah, I'm not having this. I am this close to committing a felony. Typical. Of course a guy does this in 2023. Like, of course he would. So I did the one thing that goes against my British grain and I spoke up. I said, wait. Have you double booked? You know, given the benefit of the doubt, let's not accuse yet. Let's just say what we see. He spins around looking all confused and says, what do you mean? I'm like, well, it doesn't take Einstein to figure out that there's two girls on one date right now. Like, the attitude was fully kicking in. And he looked momentarily confused and responded, wait, are you not friends? We both turned to the girl and crickets. The longest 30 seconds. Then she gasps and she covers her mouth with her hand and mumbles, oh my god, I got the wrong guy. She runs to the other side of the bar to meet another guy. I think it's safe to say the ice was broken and it was the topic of the evening.
Oh, what was that noise? Oh my lord, I am so happy for you. So it was okay, so it was her that got it wrong. Also, did she like look at this guy and go, oh, he's so much better looking, should I just pretend that this is the one? Oh, now I feel sorry for the guy. The guy was probably like, why she brought a friend with her? This is a bit odd. The guy was probably judging you, being like, look at this idiot bringing a friend on a date. Oh my god. See, I was like, this is the worst ever date, but now I think this has started off as the best ever date because the first kind of thing on a date is really awkward. Like, you're talking, but you don't really, like, you haven't had a drink yet, and you are just kind of, everything can be a little bit just like, ugh, you know, a little bit awkward, a little bit tense, because you are both nervous. But this instantly just breaks the ice, and you can just have a laugh about it, because you have both been, like, in an extremely awkward position. So the rest of the date doesn't seem that awkward right now. You can kind of almost relax. This is incredible. I love this. That was the twist I wasn't expecting.
You're welcome.
All right, I'll get those going and then I'll come back and grab your order.
Thank you very much. All right, so I liked what she had mentioned about the scallops. I thought that sounded really good. You know, I'm a big seafood fan, so I think I'm going to do that.
Let me order for you. I'll surprise you. I know what you want.
I hate surprises.
Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this because this is an actual, like, filming of a date. I'll order for you. Let me surprise you. Nah, actually, no. right? I'm okay. I like to order what I'm going to put in my own body, thank you very much. Just quickly, I remember being at a meal with these like influencers who I didn't know. I was only there because my friend, I was seeing my friend and he was there with them, you know, like I was like the spare part in this. And I remember one of the influencers was like, I'm going to order for everybody so nobody needs to look at the menu. And like I was the only one on the table that was like, oh no, like I'll just order for myself. And everyone on the table kind of made me feel guilty saying that, so I had to get whatever they ordered. And everything was terrible. Well, it wasn't terrible, but it was everything that I wouldn't eat. And I remember being like, how can you have the audacity to be like, nobody can order for themselves, I'm going to order for it, but everybody else needs to pay? But some people are like this.
What are the beans?
Yes, I do. You don't want it.
You don't like red wine? Not good here or something?
Well, you don't want to add on any calories to you.
No, but I mean, we're on a nice little date, so I think I can ignore it for now.
I'll order you a drink that'll suit what you're looking for.
Suit what you're looking for? Well, I'll order you a knuckle sandwich, son. That's what seems to suit you.
What the hell am I looking for?
Something with less calories.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, wine does have a lot of sugar. Oh.
I tend to know what women like.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good, because not many guys do.
Well, I'm definitely a cut above the rest.
Yeah, you sound like it, mate. I'm definitely a cut above the rest. I feel like no guy that is, you know, a good guy says things like this. No good guy has to say I am a good guy because his actions just prove that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with.
She's actually going to have what I'm going to have.
What's that?
I'm going to have the.
Either one of you like to add super salad tonight?
Yeah, I was going to do the soup. Is that okay?
That's fine.
To anybody in a relationship right now where you have to ask your partner, is it okay if I order that? Just know that that isn't right. Unless it's like, you know, your partner said he's going to pay for the meal and then you order something that's like 500 quid off the menu. Like if it's extortionate and it's going to put you both in debt, then maybe be like, do you reckon that's okay? But if you're just ordering normally off the menu and you have to ask permission, that is not right. That is not good. Do not ever let somebody do that to you.
If you don't mind, I'm going to take care of my bill because...
I do mind. I will go ahead and take care of it.
No. Listen, I've had an experience like this in the past and I do not want to repeat, so I will definitely...
Well, that's not me. It will not embarrass me.
It's not an embarrassment. Like, I can also just cash out
No,
you.
it is. It's very much an embarrassment.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Just not make a scene. I forgot you like to open the door. Thank you. That's really nice of you. All right, I'm just going to run into the car, if that's okay.
No, it's not.
Oh my God. Okay. I could have gotten in there a lot faster if I just ran.
The gentleman has to get the door.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
This guy is like the definition of a nice guy, where he kind of has went on WikiHow and just said, like, kind of searched in, how do I be, like, you know, respectful to women? And, you know, he's kind of demonstrating all of these things, but this isn't actually being respectful to women, because you're not letting her order on a first date. You're not letting her, like, pay for her own part of the bill when she wants to. You're not letting her walk through a door without opening first. Like, you're doing too much. You're making things awkward for her, where it's not actually making things easier for her. You're just being performative. Like, this guy is just a performative male, when in reality he's probably not nice at all. The fact that she had to keep very calm around him and speak very slowly and kind of ask for permission a lot of the time shows that she was very intimidated by him. And any person that is a nice guy does not intimidate the person that they're with. The person should feel safe in their presence. Oh my good lord, these were some of the worst bad date stories that I've ever heard, and we've still got like 20 clips that I haven't been able to react to because we've run out of time. So if you do want me to do another video like this, donut, let me know. Drop a like on this video, and if you want to watch my previous video where we react to first dates from hell, click this video right here, or watch another video from me right here.
Cam Kirkham, baby.